Well. Here we are again, another Wednesday night CNC Router brothers and sisters hang out with Garrett and Kate. And what do we call this show? What we were coming up with some kind of name? Like,
The Wednesday night live hangouts
hang out. All right. On
or
that little,
CNC hangout. I don't know. We never really put a formal name on it. We need to
uh,
like put that
yeah.
in a stamp or something.
So yeah, we'll do that. And I even called it the CNC hoedown in the description this time. So anyway, hello CNC brothers and sisters. I'm Garrett with IDC Woodcraft, and my partner in crime is on my screen. You're over there.
Yep. And you're over here. Yeah.
Okay.
Everything's flipped. So
Uh,
yeah. Hi, I'm Kate Tucker. I'm Garrett's host. I run a Facebook group called Women Who CNC. So that's why you see, instead of my actual business, Rise and Shine Wood Signs, you actually see the now Women Who CNC, because we are growing. I have a really exciting announcement for the Women Who CNC. I was just telling Garrett, I was so pumped. I feel like I have a hanger in my mouth. We hit 250 members uh,
woohoo!
today for Women Who CNC. I know some of you may say, oh, that's not very many people, but you know what? That is 250 women in a space that is normally male dominated, and they have found our group and we are growing like crazy. Oh my gosh, every time I look in there, I'm like, I have to like scroll back like 10 posts, because the amount of projects and just incredible women in there that are supporting one another is just it just fills my cup and fills my heart. So
Yeah.
I had to share. I couldn't hold it in anymore.
You couldn't even say hello to people first. You just had to get it out there.
I had to get it out. I couldn't help it.
All right, well, start saying hi to our CNC brothers and sisters. I got to get my notepad, so start rolling through that thing.
Yes. All right. So let's see. Y'all are on it tonight. Let's just say that. All right. So Doug, he says only 4 hours to go and he's ready.
Oh
He's ready.
my God, he joined up at 3:09 p.m. Boy, I like it.
Okay. Bart
Oh,
says 99
dedication.
minutes.
Hey,
I
Bart.
know. All right. So we've got Richard back. Welcome back. I love this. He says, I'm 83 and learning is making me feel younger. Thanks.
Yes. That's exactly what this is all about, right?
Yeah.
Um, I mean, so when people in my age demographic, right? They
Hmm.
or even older, they're well past retirement. Uh, you like you get out of the workforce, there's no more challenge in life, or maybe while you're still in the workforce, you're going, this job just sucks, right? You're
I'm
just not
done.
happy anymore. But life is about taking on challenges, and sometimes I think when we get a little older, sometimes we get afraid, like
Hmm.
because technology has changed. I mean, I remember the days when we had dial telephones. I mean, come on, we used to use them, right? And now,
Yeah.
now we carry around cell phones. And how many of us are, when the cell phones were coming out, or maybe still, it's like, how do you use all this stuff? When the kids are just, blah, 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 blah. Okay, let's keep going.
Oh, I know. All right. So Richard's got a question, but we'll circle back to that. So we've got Benny A. I think he might be a new friend.
Hi,
So
Benny,
welcome. He says
Mississippi.
he is from East Central Mississippi, still new to CNC woodcraft projects, trying to gain more knowledge to grow at least part-time business. Fantastic. Well, welcome to the group. Welcome to the family.
I will talk business all day long. As a matter of
Oh, I can't hear you. Sorry, he's having some. He likes to use his headphones because so we can hear him better, or we can, he's louder on the mic, but his headphones keep kicking out. So I don't know what's going on with him. Anyway, all right, I'm gonna say hello to a few more people while he's sorting that out. So we've got Ellen, Madra, hey girl, hey. We've got Brian. Um, let's see, we've got Doug E. Let's go 30 minutes. We've got Carolyn. Welcome back, sister. Looks like there's a little chatter going on in here, so I'm just trying to kind of filter through that. So we've got Dion. Hey, brother, welcome back. Um, Oz. Oz from the land of Oz checking in. I love that. That's so great. Jack in the shop. Hey, brother. Let's see. We've got Gary Lynn.
you have audio back from me?
Yes, I have audio
Okay.
back. I do. So we've got Gary Lynn. He says, hello from Waterford, Michigan. Have a great show, folks. Hopefully, no stumpers tonight. Were you able to check out the Winfield collection for patterns and gift ideas? I think Gary emailed me about that last week. I have not had a chance to look at that, but it is on my to-do list. I have a very long list of to-dos. So it's on there. It's on there. All right. So it looks like we're starting to get into some questions. So I'm going to scroll back up because I want to make sure we don't get too far into the weeds, but we want to make sure we're answering questions.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to circle. We're going to scroll back up to about 6:59. Richard in big bold caps.
Put that question out early.
Yeah. He says, when cutting a profile path for a smaller sign border, I would like to tell the path how to make one more final path at 0.005 to clear fuzzies. How? Okay, so Richard, when you are using your toolpath in Vectric on your toolpath side, there is under where it says like set tool depth, flat depth, and then it has your profile or whatever you're doing, and where it'll say edit passes. When you click on that edit passes within Vectric, oh, Garrett's pulling it up for us. You'll be able to edit those passes, and within that function, you can actually choose to set that final pass at your 0.005.
Can you see where my mouse is at?
No.
Okay.
I see the tool. I see the profile open. There we go. Edit passes. All right. So right underneath your tool. That's what I couldn't think of what was there.
Right under the tool where you select the tool, just below it says passes, and there'll be a number after the word passes, and it says edit passes. You select that, and the menu comes up, and down at the bottom, you can, he wants to go 05, right?
Yeah, 0.005.
Okay. All right. So can you see where my mouse is at right now?
Yes.
Okay. My mouse is in this little checkbox right at the bottom of that orange line. You select that, and you can select a last pass thickness. And in there, you will put a number 0.005, which is what you want. Click apply, and now you have that final pass listed in there.
There you go.
Well, he wants to get rid of the fuzzies. So this is depth. He wants to offset, Kate.
For a small sign border, I would like to tell the path to make one more final path. Oh, so okay.
You can do it that way, or you can do an allowance offset, right?
Yeah, I was, I guess my brain wasn't in thinking mode quite yet. I'm not sure what bit he was using, so I just kind of went right to I was thinking like maybe a V bit or something like that. Well, that would make sense because he's doing a profile cut. So he's using an end mill to clean up the fuzzies. So yes, you would probably want to do an offset.
Well, actually, what we just showed you will actually work. Okay. And the reason is because you can also have router bit deflection, which you will if you are going in a climb cut where the router bit is moving along the line, rolling with the cut, then you'll have tool deflection, and that second pass will often clear that up.
Clean that up. Yeah. Yep, that's very true. And a downcut bit will help with that as well. So especially if you're trying to clean up fuzzies. If you're using upcut bits, you're going to get all that fuzz, and you're just creating more work for yourself.
Yeah. Now, if you're working with pine is a very fuzzy wood anyway.
Oh, I hate pine.
You can have the best bit on the planet. Pine will still give you issues.
Yep. Sorry, if you see me going like this, I'm not like swatting at random like things in the air. There's like some gnats or something in here. They're driving me crazy. All right, let's see. All right, let me scroll down here.
So what I was saying when I got cut off is because someone mentioned something about business and said we got a little bit of thing we were going to be discussing tonight.
Yeah.
With Kate's mentoring. So she had another business question, mentoring question. So we'll talk about that.
Yeah. You may
Right.
almost have to almost jog my memory because we've been talking about a lot of
Well, we
things.
talked about emails.
Yes, yes, that's what it was. Okay, let's before we dig into that, let's answer a few more questions. Okay, so we've got, it looks like Raul at 742.
Hi, Raul. How you doing?
Yeah. Hi, Kate and Garrett. It's always a pleasure to see you guys. Well, thank you for joining us. I would like to know how to make a 3D photo using Aspire or VCarve Pro. Thanks.
So we're assuming a 3D photo. Oh,
I'm not sure
I've
if
never
he
done-
means like the VCarve like photo function is what I'm thinking, because that is
no,
becoming
no.
really
He's
popular right now.
he's saying specifically 3D photo. So he wants to take a
Okay.
photo and turn it into a 3D model and carve it.
Well, in that case, I would use, I mean, would you send him over to the Make?
But what?
Would you send him over to Bull's group?
Yep. Yep. Since I don't work with the Aspire to build them, first of all, you can't make a 3D model in the VCarve Pro. You can import 3D models into it, but you cannot build them with it. Aspire, you can build them with it, and then Aspire also has VCarve, all the VCarve capabilities. So yeah, I will redirect you since Kate and I don't mess with 3D modeling. Um, I'm going to have to start messing with it. I used to do it all the time as an engineer, but the CNC group, the Make, Make, there's a guy there named Bull Shanigan. Literally, that's his name, Bull. He's really good with the 3D modeling. Go to
Yes,
that group and find Bull.
you got it. The Make. That is a really awesome group, and you can just post something in there about, hey, I need a 3D model. I will tell you, I actually had an experience with a 3D maker, and he was in that group. His name is, I don't want to slaughter his name, but I want to say it's Gurpreet, yeah, I think it's Gurpreet. Anyway, he was fantastic. He did a 3D model for us in 2 days, quick turnaround, great quality. So I'll be sure to link his name in the comments tonight, so that way you can follow up with him.
Yeah.
Okay,
Now,
let's.
just a little heads up: if you've not worked with 3D modeling before in the software, you need to learn how to do it first. All right.
Yeah,
It can take some time to build up a model, depending on the complexity of it, and especially
yeah,
when you're doing like a face. I mean, I've seen some videos on how to do it, but you may want to consider getting some formal training on it. In the description here, we've got lots of links, and we always tell this every time. Facebook, if you're in Facebook, up above is the description. There's links there.
yeah.
YouTube, just below the video, just below the thumbs up button, which we hope you press. There's a little sentence. You click the word more, and that opens up the description. And then there are links. And one of those links is to Kyle Ely's Learn Your CNC Vectric training course. And he takes you from the very beginning and walks you through all the Vectric tools and into the Aspire 3D modeling. So you may want to consider that. I suggest you go check out his website.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And the biggest thing with, just to put this out there for anyone who is newer to CNC, if you have not gotten the foundation of just using your regular CNC, that's really important to know before you start diving into the 3D modeling, because you do have to know, because when you're carving, I mean, it's coming up and down, so you need to know where your limits are. You need to know where to set your Z heights, because there can be a lot of things you need to, like, there's just a lot of things that you have to think about, as like tools, like how deep are you carving, because you don't want to use, sometimes you may need a long bit. You don't want to use your shorter bits, because then you run the risk of, running your router down into the project and then tearing up the project, tearing up the wood, tearing up your router. I mean, it just kind of spirals. So as a little bit of once you have some CNCing under your belt, then I would, encourage you to maybe look over in the 3D section, but don't just dive right into that, because there's some things that you may not be aware of or just not think about ahead of time before you dive into that. So
Yeah.
Little,
Yep,
just a little
absolutely.
tidbit.
Absolutely. The design software is not like taking a machine here for the people who are mechanically inclined and saying, "Oh, we'll just figure out how to put it together." Right? Many creators actually go that route with the design software, and it's a train wreck. Because there are logical things that you have to do in a logical progression in your design software. So that's another reason I say you invest in your machine, a lot of money or tools, invest in your knowledge and skill to learn how to use the design software. So you can not only make design projects and know how to avoid problems, but get a hell of a lot better than a lot of people that are out there. All right, we got some other
Yes,
questions.
absolutely, absolutely. All right. Um,
Gary said he noticed dark circles under my eyes last week.
I was just reading that. I was like, what? I didn't notice that.
You know what?
I thought he
The
was
funny
talking about me for a second. I was like, oh,
no,
Lord, I was tired last week.
no, a very interesting comment to be sharing, but yeah, a lot of time I don't care, right? I mean, a lot of times just the
Yeah.
lighting and the shadow. I'll be looking at myself on camera going, where did
Yeah,
that come from? And then I'll turn my head up and it goes away because the lighting hits it. So,
that's so
but
true.
otherwise, if I wear readers outside, readers or bifocals, I in the past before I had my eyes fixed, the bifocals were like laser beams down there, and they would
Oh,
create
no.
yeah really dark shadows underneath the eyes. All right, well that's not CNC related, but it's we've got to make sure this good looking guy stays good looking. All right.
There it is. There it is. All right. So let's see. We've just got some other people saying, hey, looks like Jack made some kind of flag at Jack in the Shop. He's telling us to go check out. So if you guys are on the YouTube side, you can check out Jack in the Shop. That's his YouTube channel. And he's saying he made some kind of really cool flag. So check that out for him. Give him some love. All right. So let's see. We've got Jim from Wichita, Kansas. Hey, brother. It looks like Vortex 8. He just ordered a, always slaughter this name. Is it Shapako? Shapako? Shapoko. Shapoko 5 Pro. 4x2. Can't wait to put it together. Well,
Yes.
congratulations.
Yeah. And I know the feeling, man. Waiting for that
There,
thing to arrive. I have seen pictures of people in Facebook every once in a while where they take a picture of the UPS truck coming. They have been waiting outside for that package to arrive.
that's hilarious. That's hilarious. Hey, I will tell you from an audio standpoint, you sound a little far away. Like your voice sounds,
I can't get any closer without putting this thing in my mouth. Let's see. I don't know what I can
is
do
there like
here.
a volume button on that thing? Like you can turn it up?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll work on it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. I don't know. I'll work on it. Let's see if I can get my settings. Keep going.
All right, all right, all right. Oh, let's see. Okay, so we've got Marcus. Just in time. Greetings from Wyoming. Marcus, welcome. So nice to have you. So it says Flatlander. He is also from Wichita, Kansas. Oh, I got a lot of feedback. Oh, right there.
Is that better? 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it's okay.
1, 2, 3.
I mean, it's better than it was, that's for sure.
Are you getting feedback now?
No.
Okay. Well, hope that'll work. So I just have to talk louder.
Just having to yell in your shop.
I have more problems with my audio than anybody I know.
It's always one thing or another, I'm telling you what.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
All right, so let's see. We've got Kenny. He says, hello from Farnham, Quebec, Canada. Well, welcome, Kenny. Hello, hello. Doug says, hit that thumbs up button. Hit that thumbs up button for us on the YouTube side, friends. We love that. Jen, hey girl, she is back from Southern Ontario in Canada. All right, Vortex, you ask a great question. He's at 754.
Okay. 7. Who was it?
Vortex. He is asking about anyone know how to apply lubricant to the underside of the rails and bearing blocks. Can't find anything online, though I have not tried the forum yet. So the thing because I honestly have been looking into this myself, and I know you're supposed to use a dry lubricant. You're not supposed to use any type of oil-based products. I know there were our normal folks here in the group. I know you guys, we've talked about this before. It was, I can't remember the name of the product, but it was like M something maybe. I don't know. I can't remember. Let me look back through my notes.
Oh,
Anyway, do you want to make a
that's a dry
suggestion in the
lubricant.
meantime?
Anyone know how to apply lubricant to the underside of the rails and bearing blocks? Can't find anything online. Yeah, well, it depends. What's the machine?
Yeah, that's true too. That's a fair point.
There's another machine so I can visualize it. Kate, I'm back at the headset, so if it drops out, just give me the old-fashioned wave.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know where that was. I didn't see it in my notes anywhere.
Yeah. Put a comment down below what machine you have.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. Let's see. Oz says I just wipe with a paper towel and rubbing alcohol.
Yeah, assuming that's like I do the same thing. If, like a long mill has the rails underneath it. Well, all machines have the rails underneath too.
Yeah.
So yeah, rubbing alcohol cleans it off, and then lubricant. I put lube on. Use a 3-in-1 oil, and I'll put it on my on a
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
huh?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The 3-in-1.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the heck it's called.
It's called 3-in-1.
Oh, I know that. I mean, but there's like a fancy name for it or something. I can't remember.
All right,
That I
just
think that is like number one thing that drives me bananas about some of the groups and some of the forums. It's like, yes, use this. No, don't use that. Do this. Don't do that. Take this off. And then you're like, okay, I got a good plan. Like 3 people or 4 people said they did this and they had good results. And then there's like 10 people that said, no, don't do that. Do this. And then it's just like,
right. Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. So Vortex is talking about bearing blocks, so it's not a long mill. So we'll wait to get to his comment. So
Okay.
we'll have to hustle on through this.
Yeah. So it looks like we've got Kevin. He said hello from Philadelphia. Hello, hello.
Okay.
All right. So we've got Benny A. He has a question at 7:57. Should the long taper on the collet be up in the spindle or down? I'll let you take this question. So you are the bit man.
I'm not sure what we're talking about here. Long taper. Oh, well, wait a minute. On the collet, be up in the spindle or down. It needs to be up. All right. Hang on.
Is he still talking about like a part of the bit?
No, he's talking about the collet itself. That's what confused me at first. So he's talking spindle, so he's got an ER collet, and one of these things right here.
Ah.
So it's tapered that way and it's tapered that way. So the nut snaps into this ring from the bottom, and this taper, the upper part, goes into the collet or into the shaft. Right. So you need a nice long area for the taper in the shaft to squeeze down on the whole shaft of the collet.
Very nice.
The whole shaft of the router bit. Sorry.
Nope, that's all right. Very good.
I'm going to be stocking ER collets soon. I'm just
nice.
They're pretty standard out there. So I'm looking for a company that makes a good quality one.
Good. All right. So we have Gary Bailey. It says hi, Garrett and Kate.
Gary.
Okay. Okay, so Vortex 8 says, sounds good. I will keep that in mind, but I'm trying to find out how to apply lubricant to the bottom of the bearing blocks and rails.
Yeah, he'll comment later what his machine is.
Okay.
So
all
he's
right.
got a different setup there.
I have Ralph at 7:58. We have to pull this comment in because I love this comment. This is my new favorite comment. You are the winner of the evening. You have spoke to my heart. Ralph says, I love the Women Who CNC logo. Thank you.
Why don't you show it on the screen? Why don't you screen share your logo?
you know what? That's a
Kate is very proud. So let's just pause for a minute and talk about business and CNC business. For those who have been on this Wednesday evening thing for quite some time, you know that this whole thing started out with me mentoring Kate in business. Uh,
yeah.
Kate was a train wreck, like most people are when they're trying to start out in business,
Well,
and
let's just sugarcoat that, shall we?
yeah. Well, so like many people, we don't really know where to start at, right? So we'll
Right.
lighten it up. We just don't know where to start. We don't understand the concept of business itself, and it's not the normal way of thinking. If you've never had a business, then you don't know what you don't know, and
Right.
so you try in the mind frame of a consumer to build a business. Now, what consumers do? They're looking for deals, discounts. They're shopping around. It's just, and you can't be in that mindset. You have to be on the other side as someone who's selling to the consumer, and it's that
Yes.
way you have to understand what the market is looking for. The other thing um, is you have to get into a niche. And so once we got Kate's mind readjusted a bit into understanding the entrepreneurial thing and why we put so much focus on the foundation setting of under creating a niche and then understanding the people who are going to be attracted to that niche, their psychology, their emotional life, their lifestyle, their desires, wants, fears, and all that good stuff.
Yes.
Um, this is all a journey. And so Kate had to do all this foundational work
Oh
to
gosh,
find
it's
out what
so much work.
to find out what her niche is, and to come but Kate had to get to know Kate first. You really had to dig into yourself, and
Yeah.
from there we could say, oh, what's a good angle that Kate can build a business on, and that's where Women Who CNC came up, because she
Okay.
experienced challenges of being a woman in Facebook groups, not having the man's perspective, right? Um,
Mhm.
and Facebook groups are sometimes not as pleasant to women, right? And so she realized that and said, "This is a need that needs to be solved," and that's where this whole Women Who CNC started.
Yes. Yep. Absolutely. All
Yeah,
right.
and
So
then
let me
you worked,
show.
yeah, then you worked on your logo for 2 months.
Oh,
Logo, vital, vital. The impression, I spent about $2,000, and that logo went through multiple renditions. I knew what it wanted to represent, but at the end of the day, what I liked, everybody else liked that more. I had to understand why that was. The more,
I think honestly, I think that that was the most painful part because like I posted a few logos in the group and I mean, I was like, about it, but I posted it and it was just like was like, okay, scratch that one, start over. And then we posted another one, scratch that, throw it away. But really, I just want to talk about whew, a logo for a second because this has been such a journey for me. And it wasn't just for me. Okay. So if you have a woodworking business and it's just for you, you have to think you're just appeasing you, but you also have to say, what is it representing? What are they going to read from it? Like, what are they going to take away from it? What does it say to the person that's looking at it? Not you. Not what does it mean to you, but what does it mean to your customer? Um, so basically, I had a very long list of stuff that the ladies wanted. Um, a couple of the photos they were really involved. First of all, we wanted to carve it because we are Women Who CNC. So of course we wanted a logo that we could carve. Hello. We have some some women that are really good with lasers. So we wanted to make sure that it was laser compatible. We wanted to have a lot of different options. We wanted to make sure that it was all inclusive to women of all types of all races. So that was a big thing. Some women said that they didn't like her having a face, because she was very, as women, we're very complex. We see certain things like certain facial expressions. We're like, oh, she looks angry. Oh, she looks upset. Oh, she looks overly emotional. Whatever the thing was. So we got a lot of feedback on facial expressions. So we just wiped that out like off the board. And then people said, I don't like the octagon. I don't like the square. I don't like this. So we went with round. And then, it's like colors. I don't like light blue. I don't like pink. I don't like purple. I don't like green. I don't like. So I was just like, okay, black and white. And then I had established on there, established in 2023. And I was like, yes, I think we finally have it. And I sent it to Garrett and he was like, nope, get rid of the established. It's irrelevant. I was like, oh, for the love of God, I'm going to have an aneurysm.
Yep. At the end,
This has been too long, almost 3 months now, and I'm pretty sure Parth, my designer, wanted to hang me up from the rafters. I talked about him last week. Saint of a man, saint of a designer. But holy smokes. So there was a lot that went into this logo. It wasn't just one simple thing. It was like 28 million things. So let me show it to you here. Share screen.
logo, when we build a logo, is a representation of our business. And once it's built, right, it's out there for a long time. And
Yeah. So this was the logo. This is what we came up with. We had to make sure that the fonts were going to be, easy enough to carve. They were clear. They weren't too busy. They weren't too skinny. And then we had the woman, the Rosie the Riveter, the iconic symbol of strength in women. But like I said, she does not have a face. Some women said, well, I want her to have a hair wrap. Some said, I want her, headband to be polka dot. I want this, I want that. So with this logo, it was so, when they carve this and when they paint this or they epoxy it or whatever they do with this logo, I wanted them to be able to say, if you want a red bandana, you want a blue bandana, you want a pink bandana, go for it. If you're of a different race, go for it. Make her that way. Make her your own, because you are the women. We are the women who CNC, and that's what it's all about. So I was just really excited. And then, of course, we added the infinity symbol because infinity, united. We're strength, united. So, sorry, I get all excited.
yeah. Well, in the comments, folks, it's kind of pat Kate on the back because she has been through a lot. Learning how to build a true successful, sustainable business takes a lot of. Business is all up here. And I've said that 100,000 times, right? So you have to create business up here. So, yep. So that's it. That's Kate. And now she's got womenwhocnc.com. The website, is it live?
It is. It's live. There's no password on it. I worked with our web designer. Finally got a lot of the kinks bugged out. I did ask a bunch of the ladies in our group to write me like a small bio and then post some pictures of either themselves or their projects, because where under it says about us, it doesn't say about me. It says about us. I am building probably hopefully this weekend or early next week. And we are putting all the bios of the women and some of their photos, so then that way they can like see what one another's doing. Like, oh wow, she makes a really cool project. I want to connect with her, and then they can connect with one another. So there's a lot more coming for this website. I'm just super stoked. And then of course, my favorite part of all that is kind of been a little bit of a passion project for mine is the merchandise. I love, girl after my own heart. I love the merchandise because I love to represent brands and logos that I did. Before I even really like met Garrett and knew him, I got one of his big IDC Woodcraft stickers, and you can see it's the first sticker on my tool bench that I got. And I don't put brands on my workbench because those are literally in all my YouTube videos. If I don't like 100% believe in their brand, they don't go on my workbench. I have like over here, well, it's over here. I have like some other stickers building, but if I don't believe in their brand, they don't go on my workbench. So, but we also have stickers.
Oh, Women Who CNC stickers.
Go get your stickers, girls.
Ladies, go sign up to her Facebook group, Women Who CNC, and check out Kate's new website. It's a new child, a new baby. This is Kate's launch into a business where she's going to build you know, 5-figure, then a 6-figure, and Kate will eventually get to a 7-figure business.
I can't even like wrap my brain around that right now.
I couldn't either. I didn't. IDC is a 7-figure business, right? But that there was no concept of what that level of business was until I actually got
Yeah.
there, and I'm looking at it. Oh, this is what kind of person I have to be in order to have a 7-figure business, right? And now I'm shooting for an 8-figure business, right? Who do I have to become? Right, we're always in evolution and progress. So let's get back to some of these things. Let's see if we can scream through some of these.
All right. Let's see. Okay, so last I see Sam Coleman popped on here. Hey
Hey
Sam,
Sam, what's going on,
how you
bro?
doing, brother? Killing it with your IG
Yeah, he is.
post. You're doing such a great job. I love your stuff. Oh, he said congrats, thanks. Okay, so William, I think he is a new, maybe a new friend on here.
Hi,
Says, want to
William.
know how to cut spoons in V-carve. I'm going to tell you a really great reference that you can do. So Christy from Oak Hill Millworks did a video on how to carve spoons, but she actually got the file from Two Moose Designs, and they're over on Etsy, and they also have a YouTube channel. Their names are Jeff and Jess. They have a Onefinity. They're really big within the Onefinity community, but they actually have a file you can buy, and they show the video and everything how to do it. So go check out Oak Hill Millworks or Two Moose Designs on YouTube.
Yeah.
They'll be happy to help you out.
Yeah, I've never done a spoon, so I've been wanting to. I don't know why. I don't really care to make a spoon, but I might as well shoot a video. Enough people have asked about it. I might as well figure it out. I mean,
People ask me that too.
this is the way this channel works sometimes for IDC Woodcraft when I create a video, right? If I don't know how to do it, I will sit there and figure out how to do it where people can get it. My favorite conquest that I conquered was the pizza peel, the taper on a
Yes.
pizza peel. So many people were asking me constantly, how do you do the taper on a pizza peel? So I don't know. So I asked all the experts. They're saying, well, you have to make 3D models, you got to play with drive rails. And going, I'm teaching this to beginners. And so I had to go back to my own resources and say, how can I do this? And I figured out you can do a taper with a V carve as long as you have the right angle bit. I
And
was
you
so
carry
proud.
that right. You
And
carry
I
that
did it.
that bit.
Yeah. Yep, yeah, the 150 degree. And there's a full-blown video on how to do this pizza peel and the free file too. So just
Yeah.
just search how to make a pizza peel V-carve, right? Or Vectric or something like that.
You know what would be great for
CNC
that?
route. But
That would be a great Christmas gift for some teenagers. Because
the
I
pizza,
can't tell you how many times my kids try to get a pizza stone out of the oven and the pizza stone either winds up all over the place. So like make it for like a teenager, like grave their name in it or something, and like that's a
yeah,
great
so,
gift.
yeah, or for your wife, your girlfriend. Huh.
Yeah, I mean
Okay.
all the people.
Yeah.
All
And
right,
it's
so we've got Jeremy Jordan. He's got a great question. He is asking about carving into styrofoam at 803.
803, Jeremy 803. Oh, there you are.
Carving in my first piece of styrofoam tonight. What kind of feeds rates are typical? Ooh,
I've never cut styrofoam. Well,
I haven't
this
either.
must be urethane or the
Like the HDU.
pink foam or something.
Oh,
Sometimes one of the things I recommend as a brand new beginner is carve into that pink foam that you get from Lowe's,
hmm
right? Just because you've got nothing to ruin that way, unless you drive your bit into the table.
that'd be bad.
First piece of foam, what kind of feeds and speeds? So feeds and speeds, what I would do is I would work with the starter feeds and speeds of any router bit. I wouldn't try to compensate if this is like a first project, then I would uh, the IDC Woodcraft app for your phone. Right, it's got feeds and
Yep.
speeds in there for the bits. I would just use that. Those are feeds and speeds set up for wood, but you're not going to be cutting styrofoam, I don't think, unless you're doing that's styrofoam. It's what is that foam called? I forget.
Uh,
It's like a polyurethane, expanded polyurethane or something like that.
Hang on, I got some right here in my shop. Let me.
Yeah. But in the comments, those who have cut foam, maybe you can talk about feeds and speeds. I would suggest you put in there for, because I've never cut foam, so I don't
Like
have any
this?
information on that. That's more expanded PVC, isn't it?
This says Green Guard Project Panel. I don't know. I honestly, I use this when I ship my epoxy projects like across the country. So because styrofoam in the summertime, or not styrofoam, bubble wrap tends to stick
Stick,
onto, can
leaves
stick on
marks.
the epoxy in hot weather and make impressions. So I use that. I use that stuff.
Okay. Okay. The IDC Woodcraft app, that's one resource for feeds and speeds. So just look up IDC Woodcraft on your app store, and then you can download that app. It's actually the only app out there that's really kind of breaks all this down in a simple way, and it has all the feeds and speeds for all the bits, and it's free, right, for Apple and
Yeah.
Android. And I think I've got it linked in the description above and for Facebook below for YouTube. The other thing is the databases on IDC Woodcraft. You can download those into Vectric, Carveco, Fusion 360, and Carbide Create, and start with those, and then up the game. You know, if it's not doing it, it's kind of hard to ruin foam as far as I know. But people down below, sorry, below. I'm looking at below at our feed here. CNC brothers and sisters, leave some information if you work with foam.
You got
It's
it.
a
You
good
got it.
question. I would like
All
to know.
right. So Jacob Whittington, he was asking a question about building turkey box calls and grill handles. But I do see a bunch of people, Jack, he, a lot of the people in the comments are answering his question. So,
Okay.
oh, so here's a good one from Adam Tinkers. He's at 805. He is asking
80,
about,
did you say 805?
yes,
You're
805.
going
Adam,
way back. Way back. How did you get back to 805?
well, this one's at 804. This question's
Oh,
at
really?
804. Yeah,
Maybe I accidentally went down. We got to rock. We got to move. Okay.
I know.
805. Adam. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
what course did I recommend? Yeah.
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 So he's talking about Kyle Eli's course.
Kyle. Yeah. Ely. Kyle corrected me on that. It's
Ely.
Ely. Yeah.
Sorry.
So you are on YouTube. So down below, just below the thumbs up button, and if you take a moment to press the thumbs up button, if you enjoy this Wednesday night hangout, just below that is a sentence with the word more. That's the description. You have to click the word more, and down in that description, you might have to expand it a little bit more as well. There's a link to his website. It's called Learn Your CNC.
Okay. So it looks like there was some chatter, and then Wayne at 806. He is asking about clip art. Good evening, Ultimate CNCers. I'm trying to pull up Vectric's clip art. Seem to be having a tough time getting any files to use for them. Could you do a quick guide to do that?
You want to take that one, Kate?
So I'm assuming, are you okay? I'm
He
trying
wants
to
to see.
think.
He wants to see the software.
In
Can you bring it?
Vectric?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you able to? You want to share?
Yeah. Let me hang on a second. Let me get that loaded. I was just thinking a little more in depth about his question um, within Vectric as far as the actual clip art. If he was wanting to like make a file with something in particular, or if he's wanting to add something. I'm not sure. Hang on. Let me get
So
back
he's
to.
trying to pull up the clip art, and he's having trouble getting any files to use for them. So I'm taking this in two different ways, either how to get the clip art to come in or how to import clip art.
Yeah. All right. So, well, okay, so I took that in a different way. I was thinking like he's looking for files to build with clip art. Um, So I'm not sure if like you're on Etsy or where you are, but here, so we opened up VCarve on this panel here on the far left side where it has drawing, modeling, and clip art. So basically you just have to click download on any of these projects that you want to do. So like this fish.
Okay, so explain this download thing. So she clicked the little tab on the side, clip art, and that's
Yeah,
bringing up this thing that's flashing before us.
yeah.
And then
Mine's
you
not
have,
letting me download.
you're not logged in. Look
Oh,
in the upper
yeah.
right corner, and it may say sign in. If it says in the upper right corner, if it says sign in, you're not logged into the Vectric software or the Vectric server.
Yeah, let me log in. I don't know. I may have to reset the V and Co and do all the things.
It should, once you log in, you should be able to get it. But if you look at these images that she has, the clip art that she has there in the lower left, you see this little triangle at the lower left of each one. That means it's not downloaded to your computer yet, and you need to click that to download it, but you have to be signed into the Vectric server. All right,
Yep,
so, and
up
the
here.
only way you can sign into the Vectric server is if you have purchased it.
Yeah. Let
So,
me, I'm actually gonna close this out. If you don't mind, I'm gonna stop sharing.
okay,
And then I'm gonna close this out because I don't know if it's just not picking it up or what, but it's
okay,
being
yeah.
extra at the moment.
If you're using 3D, the trial version, then you are going to have some limitations on that as well.
You betcha.
The free trial version of Vectric does not allow you to create the code that will make your CNC router run. You can design all you want, but you can't create the code. Also, there's an issue with files, the ones you design in the free trial. When I was doing it, you couldn't transfer those files. You lost them when you're going to the paid version. But someone
Yeah.
said that there is a way, right? When Mark Lindsay
Yes.
was on a couple weeks
Yes.
ago, someone said there is a way.
Yeah. Okay, so I've got it back up. I did have to log out and go back in. I kind of figured that might be the case. Okay, so once I'm signed in up here in the right-hand corner, and I now see my name up there, and then I see my email, you can
Yeah,
click
go
on
back,
any.
make sure they know where your name is at. Go hover over that again, please.
Okay.
So right there, you see it blue up in the upper right hand corner. If it says sign in, you are not signed into the server. You can't download the things. You have to sign
Got it.
into the server. Your name will be up there, or whatever your name you use to register the software. Okay.
Yep. So once you're signed in, like I said, we've got our drawing, our modeling tab, and then our clip art tab. You can come down here and you can select from any of these like 2D game layouts, 3D tabs, borders. I mean, you can select anything that you want. This bright idea is kind of cute. So it's downloading. There we go. So like there's a 3D model there. Here's
Okay.
a little bit of a 3D model.
So it didn't show, but what you had to do is click on it and drag that model out into the drawing area.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to stop sharing for just a brief moment.
Okay.
Okay. Let me get
It
back
didn't
on.
it didn't show you dragging the model out.
Oh, dang it.
Click
Okay,
on the
so
click.
for anybody who's new to StreamYard, sorry, Garrett, I didn't mean to interrupt. StreamYard on my end, because Garrett is the host, it has like a serious lag. So that's why sometimes the Vectric is easier for him to pull up, because on my end, it's like so slow. And like when I click, it's like a minute,
Yeah.
a minute ago. So it's just really
All
hard to
right.
do. But
StreamYard is the service that I am using to do this live. It enables me and Kate to talk to multiple groups at one time. So from your perspective, you're either on Facebook or on YouTube, right? But from our end, it's we're using another service that connects to all of them at one time.
yeah, lots of groups, lots of places. Okay. So Wayne, if you want to, you can reach out to me at in the email womenwhocnc.com, and you're more than welcome to shoot me an email, and I will try to further explain this, or maybe do like a quick recording, and then I can email that back to you, so that way you can see a little more clearly. Okay, let's see. So Rich at 807, he says, can you run a router with Fusion CAM, or do you have to have Vectric?
Looks like Jack in the shop answered that right after that.
Okay. Very good, very good.
So he said, yep, Fusion will create G-code, go to the manufacturer tab.
Very good.
So I am not a Fusion user, so I couldn't tell you. Jack is. Go find Jack. He costs a lot of money to get his help, but you can find him.
There you go.
Jack is very helpful.
Uh,
He's got another comment here. You can create the G-code with Fusion. You need to run that G-code with G-Sender. All right, what is G-Sender? G-Sender is control software that will run your CNC router as long as you have an Arduino-based CNC router. G-Sender is the one you want to get. It's put out by the Long Mill. Very current, always being worked on. I wouldn't even touch any of the other ones. I used to work with UGS, very old school, old Windows layout.
yeah.
Okay.
All right, so this, you may have to take this one. Mike McDonald at 812, he says how to drag a circle to snap tangent to 2 lines.
How to drag a circle to snap tangent to 2 lines. Okay, so yeah, there is kind of, I'm hoping I'm going to answer this question. I'm not quite understanding it altogether. How to drag a circle to snap tangent to 2 lines. What I can do is draw tangent lines.
Maybe 2 tangent lines and then snapping the circle in between them. I'm not sure.
Well, here, I did a video a long time ago about the tangent function. There is a function.
I thought you did. I was just getting ready to say, I think you have a video on this.
Yeah. In Vectric, and it's been so long. So I'm going to go over to drawing mode, and we're going to draw 2 circles, 1 and 2. Let's do a smaller circle. There we go. Now let me get out of that and get rid of those guys. Okay, so you can easily tangent onto the second circle, but the first one, it's kind of hard. So I'm going to grab a straight line, a polyline. I'm going to come over somewhere in this circle.
Are you there, Garrett? Guys, I don't think he can hear us. I'm trying to get his attention in the background, so if you can still hear me. All right, well, I'm going to try to narrate what he's saying here. All right, so basically he took the first oh, there you are. You're muted.
For some reason, it defaults into mute when this quits. For some reason, one of these days I'll actually I'm going to just hire a tech guy and get this crap fixed. Okay, where do you lose me at?
So we lost you when you started drawing the polyline.
Okay.
I was going to try and narrate for them, but the screen got small and then you popped back on.
Okay, so we're going to back up. Start over again. I got the big circle and a little circle. We're going to go with the straight line, and I'm going to eyeball a straight line on the tangent. I'm going to sit on the big or small circle just below that tangent point towards the other circle, and I'm going to click to start a line. When you come over to the other circle or square or whatever, it has to be a circle, hover on the side you want the line to tangent to and hit the letter T on the keyboard. So when I hit T, that is now tangent. Then I will come back to this circle and do the same thing. I'll just hit the letter T for tangent. I'll close, and now I've got a line that double backs on each other. So what I'm going to do is come in and I'm going to use the node function, find that node, hit the cut or the letter C while I'm hovering over that node. And now we just broke that line, and we got to get in close to try to find it. And it looks like it already tangent itself anyway. So I'm clicking on it and I'm deleting. It didn't work. But okay, so there it is. It just lost the other line for some reason.
Yeah, I think you're down to 1. Yep, you're 1.
Yeah. Yep. So now I'm on tangent.
There you go.
Okay. That's the way it works. It's not as effective as engineering software because you can tangent 2 lines together on circles like in Fusion 360, but Vectric is a little limited.
Yeah.
Hope that helped.
All right, so let's see. Okay, so it looks like you had an email from Dale. He is messaging you about a 30 by 30 spoil board.
Okay.
So maybe check your email. So we've got Dave at 818. He says, I've done a photo in 3D, 3D 2.5 Jan, VCarve Pro, but for the life of me, I can't remember how. I think I went on the web and converted it to an STL file and it worked.
Okay. So I guess the
VCarve Pro, but for the life of me, can't remember how I went to the web and converted it to an STL file.
Oh, so he's helping the other person who was wondering about this. He did a photo in 3D,
Oh, yes.
5D, VCarve Pro, but for the life of him, can't remember how. So you can't do a 3D in VCarve Pro. You just can't do it. You can't build it. But if you did it, I would love to know because you worked around something that no one else knows. So now you have a task. Research it and send me an email. We'll connect and you can show me exactly how you did that in the Pro version.
All right, let's see. So we've got Brad Cooper at 820. He says, I have a Bob CNC E4 thinking I need to determine if it's calibrated correctly. How do I determine calibration? I believe this as I carved 2 pieces, and third carve was a very pretty cloud. So calibration on a Bob's?
So yeah, I used to have a Bob's, but calibration, you have to get back in it's all in the steps, the stepper count. But the way you check calibration is create a 6-inch by 6-inch square and cut that square and make sure it measures properly. You'll know if it's calibrated, and if not, then it steps into more complicated stuff. I would call Bob's and say, I did a 6 by 6 square, and this side is 5.5. Bob's CNC will tell you how to change the number in the software to get the correct stepper count.
There you go.
So what we mean by stepper counts is the motors that are driving your CNC router. They work by there's lots of little magnets and lots of reversing pulls as the power flows through it, and however fast those pulls are switching their polarity determines how fast the motors will spin. Right, and so each one of those pulls, there's a bunch of magnets, and so if there's 4 magnets, we'll just use a small number, 4 magnets around the armature of it. If that's it got 4 steps per rotation.
There you go.
Yeah, but you would talk to Bob.
Master.
Just cut a 6 by 6 square, and if it's out, then call Bob CNC and ask them how to get the numbers set correctly.
There you go.
Because you have to do a little math.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to skip down just a little bit. There's a little chatter in between. So Jeff at 8:25, he has a question. He says, I am at the point where I can produce a product, cocktail whiskey smoker, and Etsy suspended my account. Have you had any experience with Etsy?
Oh,
We both
yeah,
do.
that's interesting. Kate is much more of an Etsy expert than I am.
So I don't know why they would suspend your account. The only reason I've ever had my account suspended is because my debit card expired and they were like, hey, you didn't pay your 60 cents for your listing fee. So once that was updated, it was fine. But I can't imagine why. I mean, so
So
Etsy,
you remember Patrick, um, one of our CNC brothers? He sold a lot of stuff on Etsy, and it had a Harry Potter flavor to it. And
oh, yes,
those of Harry Potter found him, complained to Etsy, and Etsy shut down his store.
Mhm.
So if there is a potential trademark violation in there somewhere, then and it's a direct, then um, they will take action. I don't. I've had a couple, uh, like a Jeep product that I had. Right,
Yeah.
there was a complaint about it, but I didn't really violate the trademark on the Jeep, which I don't understand because I'm a Jeep lover, damn it. But yeah, so you'll have to chase down Etsy and ask them for more information. Of course, Etsy's big; it's going to be kind of hard to get answers from them.
Yeah. I would reach out to their customer support team. In the experience I've had, you can actually chat with someone. They have people all over the world on Etsy, so usually they have like a live chat. You can put in your comments and then somebody will get with you. You can try that and then they'll look up stuff and then they'll email you. But usually if they're suspending your store for some particular reason, you should have an email about it. So make sure whatever email is associated with your Etsy store, you're checking that, and then check your spam as well to see if they've sent you something.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's
So,
see.
so for Jeff, though, I want to say something because he's messages me quite a bit. He's been
Yeah,
showing me the progression of the project he's been working on. And he's put a lot of time into it to try to perfect it. And
sure.
so, and not just Jeff, but anybody else who's getting into business, it's good to focus your attention on one area. But remember, Etsy is an all-purpose platform, and you are going to be put among everybody else. You have to do a lot of work in Etsy to really stand out, and it's going to take time to do that. It takes time anyway. Um, in the case of something like this, like whiskey smokers, right? You want to find where your customers hang out at. They may not hang out in Etsy. My customers hang out on YouTube and in Facebook, right? So where do you think I'm going to spend my energy? YouTube and Facebook.
Yep.
And I don't care. I post a little bit to Instagram and TikTok and YouTube shorts and reels, but my main attention is educational videos. That's because I know that's what they're looking for.
Yeah,
So you got to go where your
exactly.
customers are at. Kate's customers, she's figured out her niche, and now she knows where they're hanging out. But Kate, we're going to have to talk some more about your customers because there will probably be some other places that they may your avatar they may be hanging out at. Maybe.
Well, maybe. All right, we'll have to look into that. All right, let's see. Vortex says he loves learning new things. Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. All right, let's see. Mark Tracy has a great question, 825. Garrett and Kate, what CNC machines do you have now and any previous machines? Well, you go first.
Okay. Well, I've had 3 machines. I've had the Bob CNC, that was my first. And then I've got 2 long mills, the 30 by 30 and the 30 by 48 MK2. And then I have the big bad boy over there, the Phantom. Yep. And so
Yep.
that's my story. That's how many, that's what I have.
Yeah.
And I've got a CO2 laser right there as well.
I know. I wanted to like come down and just play with that thing. It looks so fun. I have a sorry, my chair's stuck on an extension cord. I have a Onefinity Journeyman X50. It's my only machine I've ever had. I got it in 2021, November of 2021, and it's been the only machine I've ever used. So I've only had it for a couple years. I would personally like to upgrade my machine, but I'm still working with the Makita router, and the things that I'm doing, I really haven't seen the need to upgrade. But would I absolutely love to? Yes, I would. So, all right, let's
She'll get there.
see. Yeah, we'll get there.
Keith is from Ireland. All right, and he's
Okay.
envious, right? So his import costs are difficult for him. So he doesn't have a boot, dust boot, no touch plate.
Oh, gosh, that's tough.
Yeah, but figure it out, brother. I made my dust boot for my first machine. I actually
Yeah.
designed it and made it, and I used my regular household vacuum as a vac.
Only you.
Only me. Here's another
Yeah.
one.
Oh gosh.
That's what I tell everybody when they ask me first off. So, what does IDC stand for? It stands for I don't care.
Lucas asked me, my son asked me that the other night because he saw something with your logo on it. He's like, what does that stand for? I'm like, imagine, design, and create.
Imagine, design, create. Yep.
Yep.
Had I known back then that IDC was also an acronym in texting, I might have gone into some other names.
That's all right. Yeah, but you know, Rich, that was actually on his first logo that he did before he rebranded everything. It was like black and orange, and it had that imagine, design, and create on his logo, so you understood it. But now it's just IDC. But you know it though. You know when you see IDC, you know it's Garrett. So his logo branding is working.
Yep. Branding is something to focus on to grow your business.
Yep. He says that's definitely better. Jack was giving Keith a really good idea as far as import things. He said, Keith, get with some military from the U.S. They can have it shipped APO.
Ooh, yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
Jack, that's a brilliant idea.
Yeah. My son's in the military, but he's in Hawaii, and I don't know how all that works, but I'm sure somebody knows of somebody that could help you out.
People order from the military for me, and I ship APO and militaries in many different locations around the world. And what's so cool about APO is it's standard regular postal charges.
Oh, nice.
So I could be shipping to a base in the Philippines. It still costs, $4 or $5, $6, whatever it is to ship it.
Well, that's cool.
When it's an APO address.
All right, let's see. So I know we're just getting down to some of these comments at 8:34 here. Oh, hey, Tim. Tim popped on. Tim Nudd, he's back tonight.
Hey,
He
Tim.
is saying, looks amazing, Kate. I am proud of how you have come so far and want to thank you again, the inspiration you have been to me in my business journey. You are welcome, brother. I am.
Yeah.
He's killing it. He's hardworking man, all American
Tim,
man, doing
yeah.
the long haul driving and just like listening to business podcasts, listening to us, doing his jam, working. I mean, I love people like that. I love just homegrown, all American people that are just good hard workers and have a big dream. That's what it's all about. Okay, so Rich has a question. He says, I think he's talking about my logo. He says, I like it. Is it something that women have to join in a sort of union association that women can carve, etch, burn into their products to say that they're a part of it? Right now we're just a Facebook group and a website. I would eventually like to trademark Women Who CNC because it's kind of like my baby. It's something I've done, but Garrett, maybe you can help me understand a little more about this question.
Okay, I like it. Is it something that women have to join in a sort of union association that women can carve as burn into their products? Okay, so this is a little more advanced, right? So no, currently, no, it's not.
That's short answer.
Yeah, currently, no, it is not an association, um, and not a union or anything. Women Who CNC is an identity, right? Which is what it's being built on. Women
Yeah.
Who CNC, and eventually Kate will get to other levels. But right now, the whole business is just finally formed, and now it's starting to morph into what it's going to be.
Yeah.
To answer the question, currently, no, not union or association.
You got it. Ellen says, I forgot to order my stickers.
All right.
Benny says,
Somebody called me out on the spelling of my name.
I know. I saw that early on. I just didn't
Why
say
did you call me out? Why don't you tell me about it? Let's see if I can get
well,
that
because I mean,
fixed.
can you really edit it like right now? Isn't that something you
I
have
don't
to
know.
do
I'm
like
gonna find out.
before you enter the studio?
I'm gonna find out. I'm
Oh,
working on it.
wait.
Maybe, maybe not. I do that sometimes. That's like when we're typing, right, or texting. Is
Yep.
text and don't even check it, and then you look at it and go, "What the hell did I write?"
Y'all would some of the text messages I see from him back and forth, and I'm like, and I always like correct it and put a little asterisk next to it, and he's like, it doesn't matter. I'm like, it matters. And you see like
Right.
those T-shirts that say like, I don't know, something crazy, and it says punctuation matters. Every time I see that, I think about Garrett. I'm like, yes, it matters.
Yeah, I
He's
got
always
it.
like, blah, 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 blah. I'm like,
All right.
what? I have to like read it like 3 times to make sense of it. He's just in there, he's like, throws it down.
You can edit your name, Kate. The little picture of you down in the lower corner where
Mm-hmm.
you hit the right next to the microphone. There's 3 dots. You click that, and then you can change it.
Oh, well, news to me. All right, somebody said, yeah, they're talking about that pink 3D foam, the 3D carve. Jack said that sounds messy. I've seen people carve it, and it is messy, messy, messy.
Yeah.
Tim said it's foam insulation board.
Okay. Hey, Dan's here.
I saw Dan popped on. Yeah.
What's going on, Dan? And Dan always he's a head full of knowledge. So when he's
Yes.
here, he's always sharing.
Yeah. So we've got Robert Abercrombie at 8:43.
Okay, trying to find it.
He says, what operating systems will run on Apple, or will Vectric work? I know a lot of people have talked about this, so I'm not sure.
Yeah. There's a software on the Mac that you can load. It's called Parallels, I believe, and it's a Windows emulator. So anything Windows based, you have to run on there. There's very few programs that actually run on Windows for design work on Mac. I know GSender, the control software, has a Mac version. The only other ones I know of are the web-based ones, like Easel. Easel, I believe, is web-based.
Yeah. Is Carveco web? I think Carveco is web-based too.
No, nope.
No.
So Vectric will not work on Apple.
Dang it. That would stink. Oh, Steve. By the way, Chris is here. Chris Gallagher, welcome back, bud. Haven't seen you in a minute. So Steve Bradley, kind of funny comment at 8:45. He said, what I've noticed that Garrett's mic has been way lower than Kate's. A couple of times I've turned things up and turned things down depending on who was talking, and that got old quick. I know what you're saying. I've listened to podcasts and I'm like, up, down, up, down, up, down. So Jim Potts at 8:45, he's talking about Kyle's course. He says, I have done Kyle's courses. I recommend you do them all, plus you can revisit anytime you get hung up. I think that is a really instrumental thing that Kyle did. It's not like you just pay for it. You only have, 6 months or a year or 2 years to use it. Like, it's lifetime access. Once you've paid for it, you can go back and revisit it again and again and again.
Yep. And he's got a closed community.
Yes.
So, yeah, Kyle's course. So there's an endorsement for it from another user. So Kyle's course, it's Learn Your CNC. It's a Vectric training course for beginners that will walk you through every aspect of the Vectric software. Again, we'll just circle back around. You spend a ton of money on your CNC router. You spend a ton of money on your bits. You spend a ton of money on the Vectric software. Now spend the money on the knowledge to use it the right way. It's not one of those things where we can pick it apart and just figure it out like a machine, right? Because it just doesn't work that way. In the description above on Facebook, there's a link to look at his website. And YouTube, in the description down below, there's a link to look at his website and check out his course.
Yes, I think it's a worthy purchase. I know it can be a little bit of an expensive purchase, but Garrett has a code for Kyle's course. I've got a code for Kyle's course. They're both save you some money. I mean, go check them out. My code's over on womenwhocnc.com. Garrett's will probably be in the description below. So use that, help yourself out, make that investment.
Yeah. There's one thing that as a business owner, right, and all my mentors have said this, and I never really understood it. Kate, you'll understand this now, but you wouldn't have, 6-8 months ago. No, but well, you'll understand it. The most important investment you can make is the investment in yourself, in your mindset.
Yeah.
I spend about $100,000 a year just on accessing people's minds so I can change mine into a higher business level, right?
Yeah.
Without adjusting what's going on up here, we can never fix what's outside. Everything starts in the mind. Everything that we have in our life at this moment is a result of how we've thought in the past and how we understand things.
It's so funny that you say that, because I was, last week you were saying there are certain words that are not in my vocabulary. You don't say good luck. You don't say I hope, I wish. And it was so funny because I was texting a friend of mine and I said, I hope you have a great day. And I was like, back. I said, I know you'll have a great day. Exclamation point. And I was like, I've got to get myself in that habit of stop wishing, hoping, saying good luck. I even said that to my son. He had his first soccer practice for the school this week. And I said, I know you're going to do great. You have amazing skills. You're going to do awesome. You've got this. Not good luck. Like, luck has anything to do with it. He's an amazing soccer player, but he practices all the time and he does wonderful things. Both my kids do. But I think that, it puts them in a different mindset too for when they're going off. It's not like, oh, mom's just wishing me luck. It's like, she believes in me. She knows I have these skills. So it puts them in a different headspace.
Yeah. And the interesting thing is you, because you choose to be aware of that and you catch yourself, that means that you are in a different space now. And you're recognizing that you have all the power to create whatever you want to create in your world. And your words reflect what you feel you have the power to create.
Amen, brother. You need, okay, listen, these are called Jabras. They come in a nice little case like this. They're called Jabras. And listen
right
to me.
in the middle of a kick-ass speech. Good.
I know. These Jabra headphones were my husband's for like 2 years, and he used them relentlessly, like every day for work. And they gave them to me, and they work perfectly. So you need to get your pair of Jabras.
Yeah.
Okay. So Wayne said
so
he is.
Well, I'm gonna finish this thought. right?
Yeah. Go for it. Roll with it.
Your words are a reflection of who you are.
Hold up. You need to like move closer.
I said your
Can't.
words are a reflection of who you are. And the amount of power you feel you have over your life in the world. So if we say, I'll try to do it, or I wish I could, or someday I will, then you are reflecting, you are telling the world that you don't have the power to do what you want to do.
Yep. The other big thing that I have been doing in my business and even in my own like personal space and in my own life, I have been saying, like if I say, like if I get an email from someone and I say, I will send you a video and a training on do that, I intentionally put a date on there and then make sure to address that like within 48 hours. So I send them a video of whatever I said I was going to do, and I hold myself accountable. And then I've quit putting like even like little goofy things off. So if I see something like out of place in my house, I'm like, just go get the towel, go put it in the hamper, go like do this, prepare the meal, so I'm more prepared for later on. I've quit like I've quit procrastinating.
Yes. All right. How's my audio now?
It's better.
All right. Well, we're just going to have to deal with it. I'm talking to my tech guy tomorrow.
All right. Very good. Very good.
Yes.
So I saw a comment earlier. Mark said, Mark Lindsay is here. Welcome
Hey, Mark.
back, Mark. He said, did I make it in time just to say goodbye again? Oh, okay. Bubba gave us a nice compliment. He said,
you
good
know what,
evening.
Kate?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to say something else because you pointed out something else.
Yeah.
So you said you were going to finish something. You caught yourself and made yourself finish it.
Yep.
Right. This is another thing to be aware of in our own habits. How you do anything is how you do everything.
Amen.
How you do anything is how you do everything. If you let your dishes sit in a dishwasher or sit in a sink and not put them in a dishwasher for a day, you let your finances slide for years before you start worrying about how to figure yourself out. It's just, these are your actions show you who you are. So do your words. Okay, go on.
Yeah. Nope, you're cool. Let's see. So we've just got talk about 3D printing some dust boots. So Laser 314, he's talking about shop back bearings are sounding really unhappy. I have, what is that dang thing called? I have a rigid shop vac that I mean, I have like proper, what do you want to call it? Dust collection, whatever. I have a dust shark or something like that on the other side of my shop door over there. But I have a rigid shop vac and that sucker is loud. So I don't know what kind of shop vac you have, but I actually bought a muffler for mine because I'm just like, why is this thing so like ridiculous? But yes, a proper dust collection system is really good. I will tell you, Facebook Marketplace has some really great dust collections. That's where I bought mine. It's a Dust Shark. It's really nice. Works great. You know, look around. See what you can get.
Did you call out Jen's statement to Jeff about Etsy?
No, I didn't. Where did I miss that? Oh, okay. Well, you got it. So it says for Jeff, it's very common for Etsy to automatically shut down new shops until they can verify you. I think they usually reinstate automatically within a few days, but if not, reach out to them. Well, that's awesome, Jen. Thank you for sharing that. That's definitely helpful. It's not you, it's them. So
But on
let's
the other hand, as I've been told by those who have trained me, whether we agree with their decisions or not, they're always right. It's their platform. They make the rules. We just got to figure out how to work with them.
That's very true. Okay, so Keith Gallagher at 907. He is talking about he has not purchased software yet. to get going yet either, what would you recommend? Well, Grasshopper, I'm going to tell you from a Vectric trainer and another Vectric trainer. we use Vectric. I use VCarve Pro personally. It just kind of had all the bells and whistles. I didn't want to have to mess with needing a certain function to do what I wanted to do, so I went for VCarve Pro. If you have spent more than 1 second on Garrett's website or on Garrett's YouTube channel, there's like a plethora of Vectric videos.
Mark
So
Lindsay's got them too.
Mark Lindsay's got, I mean, holy smokes, Vectric in my book is where it's at. So I know there's lots of other people that use lots of other software, but like you said a second ago, it's our platform. So Vectric, it is.
Yep. A lot of people have said they like Fusion 360, but it's a much steeper learning curve.
Yes. Yes. Let's see. Jerry Bradley, he says, howdy, Kate and Garrett.
Hi.
So they're talking about, we're scrolling through some of the comments. They're talking about, oh, Jen's got a question here at 9:11. They were talking about the APO and shipping with the Army.
Oh, okay.
All right. So Jen says, using VCarve Pro, if I have 3 toolpaths that use the same bit, if I combine the 3 toolpaths when I save the G code, will the CNC execute them in the same order that they are listed?
So this is kind of a 2-part answer. Go ahead, Kate.
So I believe so, but in my experience, I don't like saving more. I always save individual toolpaths. That's always how I've always run in. Okay, I can't talk. I've always run into issues when I have saved multiple toolpaths, even if it's for one tool. I don't know if it's just in the G code. I don't know if there was a bug in my Onefinity software. I don't know what it was. I've always had problems with that. So I always just save all of my toolpaths separately, and then I just take the 2 seconds and re-upload the new file. But I haven't done that, and I really haven't made a practice of it, so I can't answer your question to say if they are executed in the right order that you put them in.
Yeah, Vectric will always write the code based on the order of the toolpaths that are listed. So if you have multiple toolpaths, like we'll just say 7 toolpaths, and 3 of those toolpaths are with a 1/4-inch bit, you use that arrow button to move those up next to each other, and then tell it to I can't remember the command. Yeah, merge when possible. It'll bring those 3 toolpaths and it'll write them all in the same code. But you want to make sure that they are ordered appropriately for what you're trying to carve. Because if you take the bottom one and you try to move it to the top, it's going to do that one first. It'll execute all 3, but it's going to do the top one first, and it will go in order that you have them sorted on your toolpath on your Vectric software.
And that's another reason I don't like doing that personally, is because I actually just did that when I was carving the Women Who CNC logo. I did that, and I was pocketing things out, and it's a really skinny, like, outline of the figure of the woman. And basically I did that, and I was just like, I'll just save some time. I'll put these two toolpaths together. And what happened is I wound up pocketing out where my Z was, or where I had Z'd off the center of my material. I'd pocketed out around that. So I was like trying to take like a piece of paper underneath the bit and like level it to get the next bit to come back down. You know what I mean? So I had like I had the bit and the paper like basically like laid out like on the wood underneath it, and then trying to like keep it flush. And here was the V bit like coming down, and I was like, hold steady. It looks even. What do you think?
Some of the little things we have to do, but I merge toolpaths whenever I can, just because it saves tool changes. But we need to be smart about it, because bringing tools together is a convenient way to cut down on your tool change time. It'll save run time because you're merging everything. But if your design does not complement bringing those together, you can run into problems. I know Mark Lindsay would have a lot to share on that one. He's a guru that could help out with that too. We should have brought him on board.
Yeah.
But he said anytime. We'll have to get him back.
All right, let's see. So Bubba had some unfortunate news he shared with us. I think we could lift him up with some good vibes and some prayers. So at 9/11, he says, Mother Nature took out my business. She took my shop and destroyed it. Ah,
Oh,
that just breaks my heart.
yeah.
Man, that's awful. I'll
We know
definitely
what
be
we
saying
do.
some prayers
And,
for you, friend.
stuff like that hurts, especially when we built on it. It's never
Yeah.
easy for a business owner to go through that stuff. But what we
Yeah.
have to do is finally pick up and say, all right, let's go at it, because it ain't going to come back together by itself.
No. One thing I will encourage people to do if you are creating a business, and like mine's based out of my house, I have a separate shop. But like when I bought the CNC and I knew I had a bunch of other tools and things like that, I did up my homeowner's insurance, to reflect that I have, expensive machine, I have all these tools, like, an estimated value. So then that way, if something were to happen, then that way I know that not only is my home going to be covered, but I also will have that coverage for like if I lose every single thing in my shop, like what happened with Bubba. So something to, something to
Yeah,
think about from a business standpoint.
yeah. At the end of the day, he lost the shop, and so yeah. Good wishes, everybody. Please provide give him that thought energy that things will come together for him very quickly to pull that shop back together.
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, let's see. So back to the foam, we had a really interesting or a good comment here. So it looks like 914 WXX.
Okay.
When cutting foam, use a new, very sharp bit as foam will melt easily. I
Okay.
was wondering that earlier.
Yeah. I've never cut foam, so I don't know. Mark, what's your intake on foam? I don't know. Have you ever done it? Mark Lindsay, you can leave a comment.
Yeah.
Look at that. Calling a man out. All right. Here we go. Mark said, Vectric software will not work on a Mac, and there are no plans to make a Mac version.
Dang it. And
So,
I was actually thinking about buying a Mac because my laptop is I need some type of PC, and I was looking at a Mac, so I guess not.
I have seen people use Parallels. They use the Parallel software and run Mac on it. I don't
Yeah,
know.
but you're saying Vectric won't work on Mac even if you use the Parallel. Is that how I understand that?
Parallels is what they call a Windows emulator, and it simulates the Windows platform. And so it can run Windows programs. I don't know. I've never used a Mac. I'm an Android and PC guy. So
there you go.
Yeah.
All right. Dion, see, there's another recommendation. Jabra headsets are awesome. You go get you a Jabra headset.
Oh, all right. I got a ton of headsets sitting around here. It's microphones out the wazoo, and it seems I have trouble with everyone. Mark was talking about he wanted to get the new Rode microphone, right? The wireless, which I have. It's a great mic. It's expensive. And
well, what's it? Why aren't you using that?
Because I have issues with it. Every microphone I have, I got issues with it.
Lord
Maybe it's not the microphones. There is a common denominator here, isn't there?
Your microphones are my YouTube editing skills. How's that?
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, I hired a photographer, videographer guy. I'm going to put him to work.
Yeah, he probably knows what's going on there. Let's see. Andy at 922, he's giving a shout out to Mark. He says, Mark Lindsay is the man. I've learned a lot from him. He is a very good man.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Laser 314. I love this comment. A leadership book I read had a quote, procrastination is the first step down the road to failure.
Yeah. Yep.
Amen.
Yes, it is.
You know, and it's so funny because if you just take that like extra 2 seconds to do what you're like, I'll do it later. And then at the end of the day, that I'll do it later, it's done. Then you don't have to do it.
Right.
Like it's been really hard for me to run a household, kids. I was talking to Garrett the other day. I told him, I said, I've been to the school 6 times today. 6. That's a lot of running. Between the house, the kids, my husband, it's hurricane season, so he's gone. Forget he's even here. In a business and building a brand and still keeping up with the Joneses on all the comments and the trainings and all that stuff. No time for procrastination.
Remember what
So,
Mel Robbins told herself?
what's that?
Mel Robbins, the one that wrote the book, The 5-Second Rule. I was listening to her talk once, and she was telling herself, she said, I've been working so hard. And she said, Mel, you've been doing so much, there's no way you can't reap the reward out of this. And this is when she wasn't seeing the reward, right? But now look at her. You know, she's a multi-million-dollar speaker.
Wow.
Yeah. Raven said, spend some money on good audio equipment. I've been, dude, $300 microphone, $300 headset, $250 microphones. I have been spending money on good equipment. I need to spend my money on a good person who knows how to get it working right for me. I mean, it's not that hard to set it up. But anyway, now it's getting
It's got to be a setting or something in your computer.
Yeah.
I think he's going to need a drink
I
after
don't want
this.
to
What
go
do you
down
guys
this
think?
rabbit. I don't want to go down this rabbit hole. I got something where my computer mic is working. Okay, so we'll just leave it at that. What do you got?
Okay, so Jerry, we'll talk some more about this clip art, but he had a comment at 9:23 asking about the clip art. I think he's talking to Wayne. He said, I had to download the clip art folder, and then if there is a black symbol in the upper left corner of what you want to use, you have to download it.
Yeah, that's the little black arrow that we saw on your screen for each symbol. Yep. It has to be downloaded.
Yep. All right. Yes, Raul, I will download I will make sure to leave in the comments the guide used for the 3D modeling.
Yeah, you have to leave that for me. So I can get it put in there. Oh, Marcus. True Dust is worth the investment. He has the Harbor Freight 2 horsepower unit, and it's cheaper than buying a new shop vac every 2 years.
Well, who knew?
Right.
All right, so we've got Andy. He's got a good comment here. I like your over-the-shoulder throw skills. You threw it like you meant it.
Yeah, that's when I threw the headset over my shoulder. How many times have I thrown those headsets?
You've seen at least three that I can remember very distinctly.
Yep, and I keep going back. Who's got the problem, the headset or the owner?
Maybe it's the throwing of the headset that might do it. I'm just saying.
I can say that they're robust. They don't break.
There's that. Oh gosh. Okay. So Mark Lindsay, he must have been responding to somebody about it. He has a couple of he's responding to you. You said he has a couple of videos, and he says, yeah, over 500.
Yeah. Okay.
Good gosh.
His 500 to my 300.
That's a lot. Folks.
You have no idea.
800 videos y'all can watch on learning Vectric.
Yeah, and so Mark, his videos I think generally are around a half an hour, right? My videos can get up to almost 2 hours long, and Mark knows, and anybody who's edited videos knows what it takes. Mark, his video editing, it goes way back. He used to edit 8mm.
I don't even know what that means.
Shit, I just
I'm
Mark.
showing my lack of age.
You remember those movies on the reels?
Yeah.
That's 8 millimeters, just the width of the film.
Oh, okay. Yeah. The home movies. I
Yeah,
remember
that's when
went to
people had
those
the
to
home
my
movie camera more like that.
for my dad's I think it was my dad's 50th birthday. I took a bunch of those and with his permission, of course, had them converted into, I think it was a DVD at the time. I think I had them converted to DVDs and we played them at his 50th birthday party, which was kind of cool. All right, so I love what Two Elm Builds has to say here. By the way, if you have not checked out their YouTube channel, they have some really incredible things that they're doing over there.
Oh yeah, I'm glad they're here.
Yeah. So he says, your words and thoughts precede your actions. So you become what you think and say. Your words are important. Speak with purpose and intention.
Yes.
Yes.
And awareness. Excellent.
Yes. Absolutely.
We are at 9:40, Kate.
I
Let's
know.
take a
I was
couple
trying to
more.
see. Oh my gosh, there's so many comments. Oh, wait. Okay, hold on. We are not that far from the bottom. Okay, so let me see here. A really, really great suggestion from John Thompson at 927. He says, Vectric has different levels for you from beginner to pro. You can always upgrade from one package to another as you progress.
Yep.
Very
So
good,
you
very
got
good.
Cut 2D. You can go from Cut 2D to VCarve, right? They got Cut 2D Desktop, Cut 2D Pro, VCarve Desktop, VCarve Pro, and Aspire. The difference is
a lot.
Cut 2D does not do the V carving, which is what most people want to do. But you can still do some pretty cool stuff. It does 2D level or like stacked text type of projects, but you can't do V carving with like V bits, where you have varying depths that the bit will go.
Yeah.
The difference between Pro and Desktop is the Desktop will only let you generate code for up to a 24-inch by 24-inch project. The Pro, you can go to any size and make code for any size project.
Yeah, I think that was honestly, that was the major deciding factor, because I bought the Onefinity, the Journeyman, and I'm like, well, then I wouldn't be able to utilize my whole machine. So why would I want to limit myself? Okay, so Mark has a great comment at 929 for Jen. He says, I always make my profile cutout toolpaths a separate G-code file and run it separately after every other toolpath has been run. That's a great suggestion. Run all your other profiles, and then if you've got one to cut it out for the final, take it off the spoil board, make that a separate one.
Yeah. Okay. I don't always do it that way. Sometimes I will actually do the profile cutout if I'm using a lot of CA glue tape.
Yeah.
I'll do them all at once. But that's Mark's the master. Has been doing this a hell of a lot longer than I have. So listen to the boss.
He also, so someone is responding to Bubba that lost his shop at WXX. He says, also take pictures of your shop and machines for the insurance companies. That's a really, really good idea. Absolutely. Take pictures of everything while it's all good. Stick them in a folder on your phone and forget about them. And then as you get new stuff, update them and move on.
All right. By the way, go ahead. You weren't done. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Okay. I just want to share, most of you know who Mark Lindsay is. We've been talking about him, and he's the guy that's got the glasses logo with the mustache, right? And Mark has been creating videos since 2010. He said, right, and so he's got a lot of videos out there, and he teaches on the Vectric and CNC routers and whatnot. On Sundays, I believe at 3:00, he does a live. He does it every Sunday. I think it's 3:00 Eastern Standard Time. So watch for his lives, and you can join in on his lives as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Of course, subscribe to his channel. Subscribe to Kate's channel.
Yeah. We didn't do any of our big call outs tonight. We've just
No.
been hammering questions tonight. So a couple things on the foam. Keith Gallagher at 933. I think it's why a lot of people haven't done cutting out on foam, even though, like Garrett said, a lot of new beginners try to cut out on it. I think cutting foam can cause static buildup, which may affect the machine. Thought I read that somewhere before. And then Mark Lindsay says he has not yet cut foam either, but not yet cut foam.
Okay.
Chris Barlow said backing up your PC is important to your designs and business on it as well. I learned that lesson the hard way because my computer died, like totally took a crap, and I would like had it in a blanket, went to Best Buy and was like, please fix it, because I lost everything. So yes, back up your machine as well. Okay, so Jerry Bradley at 934, he says ideas on attempting to resharpen CNC bits.
Not with no, not with any up the 1/4 inch. It's not practical cost wise. Now I'm getting ready to do 1/2 inch, start to inventory 1/2 inch tooling, but I won't do resharpening. There are other services that are out there that will do it. But once I start stocking that inventory, then I will get hold of the services and send, be able to connect people with that. Dan shared. Yeah, but if you procrastinate, then you never actually take that step, so you never fail. Twisted logic.
Twisted logic. Facts. That's what my son would say. Facts.
Yeah. Well, failure, Kate, as you have now learned, is part of the process. You cannot, and I repeat, you cannot succeed in business without having failure. Failure is a required path you have to go down.
And letting go. I'm going to add to that.
Letting go.
Letting go of what you thought was working for you. It is not working for you, so you just have to part ways with it. All right. Let's see. So we've got some other good comments in here. They're talking about.
I gotta throw this one out. So this is Julian. Julian is a team member on IDC. She was just brought on.
Okay.
3 weeks ago. Right, she's the administrative coordinator, and I've told everybody, that's on the team. If I ever call anybody an employee to slap me silly, right? We are all a team, all right. But look, she said violence and technology don't mix. Throwing my headset around. Yes, no, they do not.
Well, it's so nice to meet you, Julian.
She knows because 2 new computers back there have been pissing the hell off of me. It's just, but I think we're going more.
All right. Garrett, so I think we probably better wrap it up. I think we are literally I'm literally like at the end. We've had a few people commenting more on cutting foam. A lot of people are talking about also for insurance companies want model and serial numbers. So I guess you just need to go get you a book and like get like maybe a separate jump drive. I'm an OCD organizer, so I'm like all these things are coming in my head. Take pictures, save them in a folder on your phone separately. Maybe go get yourself a little binder with a jump drive and put all those photos on it. Write all your serial numbers down, all the good stuff for your shop and your business tools. There you go. There it is.
I'm laughing at a couple of the comments, but yes, follow Kate. By the way, Julian says hello to you.
Hello. So nice I can see your profile picture, so now I can at least associate your name and your face. So that's good.
Right. But I like this response. It's called percussive maintenance.
Yes, that's true too.
Yeah. Okay, let's take care of Bubba and we're going to knock off.
All right. He says, that's a good point. I'm glad you all said that about backing stuff up. I got work to do now. LOL. Thanks. Yes. That's what we're here for, brother. It's a community. When you go through something like that, we've all either been there or been in some type of situation where we've learned. So it's good to share. So is there anything you want to add to tonight?
For me? Nope.
For you, anything new going on at IDC or?
No, not really. I had our friend Joe came by and visited over the weekend, a CNC brother.
Yeah.
He's come down to Madison several times. So we did a little interview talking about those who are looking to get into this and are nervous about it. And he talked about the things that scared him, the software. He said he was definitely afraid of the software. He opened it up and he got all these icons and what are you supposed to do with all that? So we had a little interview about that, and that's going to be that video. I'm working on that now, and it's going to be aimed towards people who are like, do I do this or don't I do it? Right?
Yeah.
Help them.
Yeah. Well, that's really awesome. You've hired some new people. You're good. You're doing good. You're doing big things there. You still got your app, and you've still got. I really advocate, even with all my ladies in my group, almost on every live. I do a live on Thursdays at 11 within our Women's Who CNC group, and we cover a lot of questions that have come up within the group. So if you are in the women's group, be sure to check that live out tomorrow. I do StreamYard, and it streams live into the group. But I also do, if you are looking for some one-on-one Vectric training and you need just that one-on-one, help me get through this, I'm available to do that. You can look in the links below and you can find my one-on-one Vectric training in there. And then of course, look in the description as well for Garrett's codes, and save yourself a little bit, as I like to say. So, save yourself a little money here and there, whether it's on Kyle's course or, whatever it is. That's why we reach out. That's why we do this. So we can help you guys get those resources that you need, get them in front of you, and help you grow, because, that's what we're here for. So.
All right, brothers and sisters, we are checking out. We've been we're getting close to almost 2 hours. Okay, we kind of like run this over quite a bit. All right, well, we are going to check out, and we will see you next Wednesday. Same CNC channel, same CNC time. The beast, everybody.
See you guys.